Hi, this is Garima, and today I'm going to talk about how to manage emotions and also about the reasons why emotional hijacking happens. In today's challenging times, when we hear unfortunate news of people committing suicide, harming each other, saying or doing things which they didn't want to do or say in the first place, there is definitely need for all of us to be well acquainted with how to control ourselves and how to manage our emotions. And today's video is going to be about that. This video will not only help you to manage your life better, but I am sure it would also encourage you to inculcate emotional quotient in your children. Now, coming back to what is emotional hijacking, emotional hijacking is the condition when our emotions run wild, when they go amok, and when under the intensity of our emotions, we tend to do things which about which we are just filled with remorse in the end. And this emotional hijacking happens irrespective of your IQ level, your educational qualifications, gender, cultural background. In a recent case, a Bangalore guy beat his daughter to death because he got furious on account of her inability to crack mathematic homework. What might have come over him? This might have given you jitters. This was such an unfortunate incident and an irreversible one. In another case, a guy not belonging to India but outside, he was a brilliant guy. He always used to get high scores, barring one time when he got B score. He thought that this bleaked his chances of making it to Harvard. He wanted to commit suicide first, but then went on to attack professor with knife. Now, in this case, fortunately, professor was saved, and professor had minor injuries, and the trial went on. It went in favor of the guy on account of some psychological issues which just happened for a while. But if you have a look at it closely, a guy who had such a high IQ was about to do such a dumb act of devastating his life and landing himself up in a cell. Emotional hijacking happens irrespective of IQ, educational qualifications, gender, and cultural background, and it is rampant. Now, a question arises, why does emotional hijacking happen? In order to answer this, we need to have a quick glance at the anatomy of brain. I would keep it brief and simple, don't worry about it. So, there is a seat of emotions which is called as amygdala in the brain, and there is seat of rational thinking which is called as neocortex. Now, we will call amygdala as emotional mind and neocortex as rational mind. So whatever happens in your environment right in front of you goes through your five senses, or say ear, eyes, and it goes directly to thalamus, and from the thalamus in the first synapse it gets signaled to emotional mind, and then second synapse gets created, and then it gets reported to rational mind. So in nutshell, whatever happens right in front of you is reported to emotional mind first, and it takes nearly twice as time to get reported to rational mind. And if by chance the situation which is right in front of you is emotionally provoking, then emotional mind reacts heavily to it, and it starts getting on to the emotion which is provoked by the situation. If the situation is anger provoking, you will go on to anger, and if it is jealousy provoking, you would go on to jealousy or sadness. Now, there is a negative talk which goes on inside you, and that negative rhetoric would perpetuate or would increase the intensity of that emotion. Anger would become rage, sadness would become depression. So it has a spiraling effect. It kind of like makes it worse, the negative talk which goes on inside you. And we all are wired to have negative talk when we face such crises or face such situations in life. Now, the rational mind by that time would not even have a glimpse at the situation. Emotional mind would just be hovering, that it would not allow rational mind to come to our rescue, and by the time rational mind would come to our rescue, the harm would have been done, and all we are left with would be intense remorse. Now, having told you about why does it happen, I would come on to how to manage it, how to manage emotions. Now, emotions are beautiful. Emotions make us human. Emotional mind is repertoire of experiences, taste and preferences, our memories, and it lends us instinct and survival instinct as well as intuition. So there is no denying the fact that emotions are really important for all of us. But negative emotions do have propensity to drive us crazy. You would agree on that. So there is definitely a need to manage or control it. And how to do that, I'll tell you. And this is an extensive subject. I won't be able to cover it in one video, but in further videos or maybe later on I may touch upon it. So I have come with just 4 points just to make you familiarize or give you a glimpse at how you can manage emotions. First one is self-awareness. Self-awareness means that you should be aware of what emotion you are on to. It is awareness of your inner cognition which is going on. So in psychology, the awareness about cognition is called as metacognition, and it is really a wonderful mechanism because it lend you control over yourself, because one part of you is always watching you. So when this happens, you would know that you are slowly shifting from calmness to some negative emotion, and the trick is to nip it in the bud. Once it begins it, you just have to curtail it, terminate it right then and there, because once it goes on becoming intense in its propensity, then you would not be able to control it. So kill it at the time when it rises, and due to self-awareness you would know that you're slowly getting towards negative emotion, and at that time choose a positive talk to yourself. Instead of getting on to negative talk, start talking, either distract yourself or start giving yourself some positive statements, something like if somebody is saying something which is not you're not taking well onto it, so you can, instead of telling yourself how dare he say that, how dare she say that, tell yourself that maybe she or he has a point, or maybe she or he had a bad day, maybe they are too emotional right now, or maybe let me hear it out. Because once you give yourself positive statements, then chances are that your rational mind would come to your rescue, and rational mind would take control, where you would be able to find a concrete solution to it. Now this by saying this, I don't mean that you should be a punching bag to people around. So this makes me come to the second point, which is be assertive. Now what is be assertive mean? Be assertive means that you should be able to put your foot down, or you should be able to say your thing in a firm manner without offending the other party, without demeaning the other party. And in this way, I'm not telling you to be a punching bag. I'm telling you to be you should be able to say what you want to say. To be aggressive is a lose-lose situation, as we have seen, and to be submissive is a lose-win situation, lose battleground for you and winning for the other party, which is again not at all a good proposition. Now be assertive always. Third is kill impulsivity. If you are an impulsive buyer, if you're an impulsive eater, chances are huge that your impulsivity would spill over to other facets of your life. So there are chances that if you come across any situation like that, you would react heavily to it and you will act impulsively on it. People in the past used to keep fasts or they used to keep Maun Vrat, not only for religious sentiment but also for basically controlling themselves, inculcating patience and then building their character. If we cannot do that, but we can actually inculcate patience in us by delaying the gratification, by killing the impulsivity. I'm coming to the end, which makes me come to the fourth point, which is come home. Now, this is very important that due to self-awareness, you would be aware that you are going on to other emotions. Now, your home, the home for your internal body is calmness. You should come back to calmness. Every now and then you go on to other emotions, then slowly, slightly come back to calmness, because calmness is where you would be able to take better decisions, where you would feel relaxed. And as a human being, you would definitely go on to other emotions unless you're a Buddha. You will definitely experience all the emotions. But remember, there is a difference between experiencing anything or between acting on it. So these two are entirely different. Experience everything, but act on it rationally. No matter how beautiful a thing is, emotions are very beautiful, but no matter how beautiful anything is, we would not like to be at mercy of that very thing, because that's not a good idea at all. Be your own master and just have a control over yourself, and your life will become heaven, because that is what you are leading yourself to. And on that note, this has come to an end. Now I would like to apprise you that I have a website, and that is called as Lightroom Therapy. In the bio you can just see the link. Please forward it to as many people so that they can take help from us, either for a talk or for therapy sessions, and you will get everything on the website. And take good care of yourself. In my next video, I'm going to touch upon personality, different types of personalities, and different facts related to different type of personalities. And take good care of yourself. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.